Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, B Farm. Thinking right out here in my lab in the wee hours of the morning. It's 3:50. Doing what I do for you. I'm in the book. We're going to learn about concentration, aka meditation, and then concentration and some meditation tips. I got two lessons for you in one. Let's rock. Rightisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life, moving into a spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal, is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get that together. So I asked the question, do you know you? Well, when I'm through, that's what I do for you. It's rhetorical. But if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them, don't be them. A person who knows and knows not that they know is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous, avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself and to my heart be true. Right thinkers, let's talk about P. Funk's philosophy on concentration and meditation tips to teach you how to perfect your concentration, aka meditation mode. That's right. This is all about thinking. Let's go. Concentration. The practice of concentration, aka meditation, leads one to a state of mind. This is all about the mind game. Pay attention. Wherein your ego, now watch this, your ego merges with the object that's being concentrated on. Meaning the ego will follow. If you take it out of leadership position, you put him in, you need him, he will follow you and be loyal to you and fight to the end. But it should not lead you. The ego is a necessary evil for you to have. It's the size, they say, it ain't the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. Your ego is your fight that's inside you. How big that is, totally up to you. All right? So, and since concentration on one object is psychologically equal, watch this, to having no thoughts. Clear the mind, free the mind from what? Thoughts, negative or positive. Just stop thinking and let it go on autopilot, so to speak, okay? No thoughts in your mind. Some people can't do that. My mom can't meditate. She can't slow the mind down. She can't grasp that concept. Moving on. The ego consciousness, again, the me, the I, okay, is freed when? From stimulation. It has no say-so. It don't have no go. It's free from stimulation of what? The senses, the physical body. You're no longer dealing with this part. You're dealing with the mind and thinking of itself. Okay? As an individual, the ego thinks it's all of that, and it thinks it's human. It believes it's the human being. Okay? So the same results. Excuse me. No. Individual entity thinks it's one person. Thus, now one may be able to concentrate on one object, or if preferred, no objects. Don't put nothing there, just let it go. And you are able to obtain the same results. Meditation leads to oneness in the mind. So through daily concentration, I call it meditation, the act of you focusing your psychic energy, aka your mind, now your ego opens up. There we go. Now you got the ego on your side. Now you can work, okay? You got no more problem. The ego will do your bidding. So watch this. So now the ego opens up and experiences its own expansion of itself. It's wild. It's like, whoa. Yeah, that's how you conquer the ego. It's a mental thing. Haru got to defeat his evil uncle. That's you taking care of your lower nature. analogy, allegorical, the same story for everybody. Psychic energy, meaning the way you're thinking, is one's consciousness. Hello, is therefore focused on the perception of itself. Me, putting the focus back on me, and you realize it ain't me, it's a higher me. Yeah, yeah. When the ego realizes that, oh, he gonna work like hell to satisfy the higher self. That's what he does. Okay, he ain't just egotistic for himself, but when he work for anybody who got control over him. Like when you get the genie, you got to do whatever you tell him to do, but you only get 3 wishes, my man. Okay, that's the concept. But yeah, your mind is your genie. Whatever you focus on, whatever you concentrate on, you should be able to manifest. That's the power of God. Psychic energy is one's consciousness, and therefore you have to focus it and put the perception on itself instead of dissipating into what various thoughts, scatterbrain, called scatterbrain. Think about this, think about that, ain't nothing really focusing. That's how, like a magnifying glass. If you have it out here, it is just scattered. But you fine tune that light, you get it where you want it, it'll start a fire. That's the mind. So, and you have various thoughts of objects. Idea is not to have thoughts of any objects, which will attack your senses. Again, back to the physical body. Anything that pertains to neck down is physical. Neck up, mental. Okay? But in this manner, one's true identity is now revealed to the ego self. The ego now understands, oh, I work for him. He's the boss, not me. When the ego gets that mind, you good to go. You good to go. Watch this. Now, the true identity is revealed and uncovered from the veil of ignorance, okay, of the ego consciousness. The expansion may feel as a loss. They say kill the ego, destroy the ego. Yeah, the ego feel like it's been disrespected. No, it's just been elevated. It just doesn't know it until it figures it out. Okay, the expansion may feel as a loss of what? Body consciousness and identity. Start to realize, is this who I really am? Am I really doing the right thing? So now one may even forget your own existence as an individual, and you may feel the sensation, but back to the body again, of what? Floating or falling. You ain't stable. You got a little shaky. You stand on shaky ground. But you often fear this experience. Why? You don't know what's going on. When I got awakened, I didn't know what the hell was going on. Woo, buddy. So I took the person about it. No, don't scare anybody like that. Try to help them out. Prepare them for that. That's what my job is, to prepare you for your awakening. And at this point, since your ego consciousness may have a strong grip, pay attention, on one's psychic, meaning it's fighting to control. It's going to fight. And you have to conquer it, put it in check, and then it will obey you. However, if this state is mastered, hello, right there, once you master yourself and explore it, one now will reach a stage of what we call expansion, where one will experience enlightenment, the mystical experience, you becoming one with God. That's what the religions are supposed to do. All religions' goal is to have you had experience, the mystical experience, the awakening, the enlightenment. That's all you try to do as a human being, such as those who describe on page 42. This stage is where meditation, there you go, for purpose of what? Mental and spiritual liberation. You want to liberate yourself mentally and spiritually. You want to be free like me. To be truly begins. This is the process of what we call knowing thyself. That's been my goal. That's been my trademark. That's my calling card. You need to have that for yourself. And it's enough for everybody to go around. It's enough for everybody to get it. Okay? So where the meditator, you will realize what? That which is known, aka creator, God, is the same as the knower of one's ego consciousness. That's when you come to realize you and God are one. That's the oneness connection that you have to make in your mind, and the two become one. At this point in your mind, all the signs and symbols, all the ideas and concepts and fancy-free notions and even imaginations of your mind are now all left behind. How can you do that? Flush that stuff out. Meditation clears out the old, it leaves room for the new. You got to empty your cup, so to speak, when daily. Daily. Turn that cup over and then open it up for what? New blessings, new lessons, new life lessons that you can learn for yourself daily. That's called living. And the negative stuff have left behind, as now your mind has been emptied from all the nonsense of its ego knowledge. I used to think in me, terms of not no more. Change. That's what you have to have. And for the time, so that the universal spirit, the body that's in us, may fill that void. With your spirit is going to fill your ignorant nonsense with what? With knowledge. And transcendental knowledge to be able to give you the ability to what? Transform, to become one with the absolute. That's what the Indians loved. That's what the Egyptians did. Reality, which is beyond normal mental additions and realizations of thus. You start to realize this is an illusion, but you are real. You're dealing with it. You have to go through it. But now you understand it a little bit different than the ignorant ones who believe it's real. They still believe Jesus is real. So let that be. You ain't going to change that. Okay, I've come to realize one thing. Self-mastery. You're not going to change an ignorant person if they don't want to change. Simple as that. You can't change them. You can help them. You can guide them. But they had to do the work. Simple as that. Let it be. If they can't do it for themselves, we fall victim of rehabilitation people, motivational therapists. They want more for you than you want for yourself sometimes. You got to see the individual, meet them where they are, and deal with them for that. You're not going to elevate them if they don't want to elevate themselves. You can't do the elevation. They do. Have to. And now you can only be understood by what? Intuitive insight knowledge. Intricate knowledge. Not outside knowledge. Into knowledge for you. Happiness is on the inside. Okay? All of the symbols, concepts, and the deities, all the names and forms that we have learned about, we studied and learned, were only tools to help the mind to grasp the subtleties and the subtle teachings of existence of man. And you must know how to give way to what? One's own realization of one's own conscious existence. I know myself. I know God and I are one. I know that. I don't believe that. When you do the right thing and you're blessed for doing the right thing, how is that happening? Somebody has to recognize your deeds. And where they recognize it from? Inside of you. Ordinarily, the correct practice of daily meditation, of any concentration technique, will all lead to a meditative state of mind. I just gave you that, the meditative master and the meditative mind. That's daily concentration, the daily meditation and focusing, and then manifestation of what you concentrate about or what you meditate on, what you focus your mind on. That's what you're going to manifest. A meditative state mind, that means a focused mind. That's the knowing thyself mind. Why? It's not concerned with a whole bunch of nonsense. It's focused, laser. My daughter said she wanted to get her PhD, and her whole program since she got 6th grade was to do just that. She did just that and doing it right now. So I'm loving her life for her. Why? That's what she planned to do. I'm happy for her. That's the parent. That's what parenting is all about. Biggest fan, which will carry over into the superordinary, extraordinary waking state. I mean, you become a little more awoke. You start to be conscious. Walking around a bunch of unconscious people and you being woke, it's like walking through the zombie land. And they do the matrix. You see how they walking through, our people just going, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. You got to become what? Singled out. Don't be like them. I'm not like them. So in the Egyptian concept, and even in India, we call it the Kundalini, and they was big on tantric yoga. Okay? Sexual position, that ain't my thing. Yoga and Chinese Taoist meditation yoga, one is said to be able to what? Enjoy one's enlightenment. Why? Because it focuses the mind's attention on and directs the natural sexual energies to promote one's evolution. If you refrain from having sexual activities, Releasing your semen, fellas, in 28 days, you get a whole new batch. You get a refill. Man is the tree that sprouts fruit 12 times a year. I mean, every month, you get a fresh batch. A semen. Okay? The crystals. Okay? But these tantric techniques is pretty much physical. They help to release vast amounts of energy. They teach you how to prolong the sexual pleasure. A lot of guys getting that. Them guys got to know how to get up and then do the thing. Don't let it get too good because that's what happens. So again, and they got pills now for y'all to just go at it. That's where we are now. 70, 80-year-old guys act like they 20. That's not going to work. Trust me. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a physicist. No, none of those things. But I know common sense. And everything Western medicine does, if it do one thing, it's going to mess up something else. It's come to help and it's going to hurt. That's Western medicine. In the East, they don't have the side effects. Western civilization medicine is full of side effects. Why? They haven't figured it out. Use natural stuff. That's why. So, where we at? The tantric techniques, physical plus, helps you release vast amounts of your energy, and is touted as to be the most powerful evolutionary mechanisms that requiring much training, practice to understand and to be able to control one's body and one's sexual nature. If that's what you're into, you got porn stars, that's what they do. Use that part of their body to make money. It is what it is. Don't knock it because y'all watch it. People freak out me. You don't watch porn? No. You just asked me a question. I answered the question. Why I got to hear all the other stuff? You asked a simple question, I'll give you a simple answer. But because it don't judge with what you think, I got to be lying. That annoys me. Simple. If you ask a question that you know the answer to, when you get the answer, respect the answer. Don't question it. I said I don't. You can't find me on their site. They in porn or otherwise. I don't do that. Simple. I know people don't even do Facebook, so I got control of that. Okay, I do what I need on there. I put my stuff out there. That's it. But you in my life. I ain't got time to play that nonsense every day. Y'all live for that. Moving on. That's the thing. I get it. I understand it. I ain't got to participate. Simple. Okay. Yeah. They got a church on this corner. House every Peter in that corner. You get to the corner. What you gonna do? You gonna go get with God? You gonna go get pleasure in your flesh for yourself? That's a choice. Simple choice. A simple choice. And everybody got to get to that corner in their life. And everybody will. Over and over and over again. Depending on which way you go, will decide what's going to happen in your life. You are the dictator of that. You're the driver of that bus. You're the leader of your destination. And where you going based on what you're doing. Got the concept? Let me wrap it up for you again. I appreciate you tuning in. Where we at? Oh, man, I lost my place. Where am I? The ordinary not here. Okay, right there. Okay, so now, ordinary mechanism. Okay, thus they are considered to be among the highest of the mysteries. Yourself is the highest mystery. The highest mystery. Solve that one. That's what you need to do for yourself. All right. That's concentration, and that's the power of meditation. It'll take you to levels that you never thought you could reach if you didn't put forth the effort. Moving on. Now let's talk about concentration and the meditation tips. All right. Beginning by meditating daily. Starting out. And this is the format that I started with. So I got a little kinship with this one. I might go a little off script, might get a little personal stuff. But yeah, this is the format that started me on my meditation yoga philosophy. Beginning by meditating for what? 5 minutes. That ain't a long time. 5 minutes of nothing. For some people, they can't even do that. Why? They get antsy. They can't take it. Just sit, breathe, relax, and let your mind do what it does. It got functions that you need to understand how they work, but let them work on their own sometimes, okay? And you put in 5 minutes of meditation. Well, no, don't worry about the time, please. It's what you get out of that time, that 5 minutes. When you do it doing nothing, it seems like a long time. See? Because the mind ain't busy, the mind ain't distracted, it's focusing. And that means that's all you need to do. Become laser focused for 5 minutes in the beginning, and you start to do that. Oh, yeah, that 5 minutes will start to grow. And each day, gradually building up to more time. That's how it starts. And the key is to be consistent every day. No, every day I meditate. I've been doing it now for 15 years. Okay, but I don't teach that. Why? No, that's personal. That's just what I do. I don't do my thing here is teaching my philosophy. What I do on my personal time, I don't teach that. Okay, but it is better practice for 5 minutes each day than 20 minutes one day or none the next. Haphazard, willy nilly. It don't go that way. Consistency. That's what brings on the results. Do a formal sit down meditation whenever the feeling comes to you, but try to do it at least once a day. Most people say twice. Okay, morning in the beginning, and the real guys do it 3 times: morning, noon, and night. Muslims do it 5 times. Depending on what your philosophy is, depending on how much time you're gonna spend with yourself. Okay, and what's this? Do not eat for at least 2 hours before meditating. Why? It is even more preferable to not eat for 12 hours. Talking about fasting. We're talking about fasting. When you fast, the body starts to eat off itself what it has there. You got enough stored and stuff that you ain't got to worry about that for 12 hours. Oh man, I can't go 12 hours. Really? Really? If you eat 3 times a day, you're eating too much. But they say 12 hours. But for example, eat nothing except only water or tea. That's where I'm at right there. I'm the tea man. Every morning I get my tea. Every morning I talk to God. That's my day. That's how I start. About 3:30. Okay, it's 4:15 now. I gotta wrap this up. I'm heading to the gym. But I have a routine that I've been doing for years. That's mastery, self-mastery. You doing it. You gotta worry about how many people? No, you do that. And after about 6 p.m. until meditation at 6 p.m. the following morning. That's a 12-hour stint. Do not meditate within 24 hours of having sex intercourse. They serious about that. Okay? Why? Meditate alone. Right there. They do. My man do it. I got a guy who does the group meditation, but he teaches them how to meditate. I love that guy. He do it right on air. He do it right there with you. I love that. That's what I like to see. A master doing what masters do. Teach. So meditate alone in a quiet area. Jesus said, go into a closet, go off alone. Whenever he went to prayer, meditate, whatever. But he went alone. He didn't take nobody with him. Yeah, y'all just watch the fort. I gotta go do something. All right, watch my back. At my church, we got a police officer at the door to watch our back while we in prayer. Cause it's so crazy out here. I understand that. So I'm happy about that. Why I feel a little more better. I'm carrying my stuff to church. You don't supposed to go to church with no gun. But these days of time, you better have one. Why? George tell you it's good to have a little protection when things go down that they might not be in your favor. When I'm going to college, I'm packing my bag, putting my pistol in there. I said, what you doing? Come on, dog, you know where I'm going. I'm going to redneck country down in West Virginia where they hunt, they hunt jungle bunnies. I mean, they hunt black people. Okay, that was back there. So I'm hunting back. I said, no, ain't no fun when the rabbit got a gun. Moving on, but that's the concept. All right, but in a dimly lit room somewhere quiet, candlelit. I don't go through all that. I don't like no candle. I ain't got time for that ritual concept. I have my altar. I do my prayer, but I don't extreme. Some people I call extreme. I don't go but so far. Okay, I try to keep the balance in everything I do. That's my yacht. Keep it present. I'm God conscious. My yacht is God. Do light exercise. Warm up. Body flow. And pray Tai Chi, Tai Chung, or Hatha Yoga. Everything is based on movement and getting the body flowing. You get the oxygen through the body and getting the movement to keep the body loose and fluid. You see them doing all the time. The old guy. Who they fighting? They ain't fighting. They going through movement. But most people like to fight the air. Air is the best person to fight. You know why? Like we say, boys don't hit back. Air don't hit back either. All right? So you can beat it up all you want. All right? But the concept is to get used. And before meditating. And then you say your heka. Y'all say prayer. We say words of power. Pata. Utter himself into existence. So words have power. Your words have power too. Okay? They can help you or hurt you. Cussing somebody else out is only cursing yourself. All right. But when you say hecker, that's affirmation, prayers, or mantras. Everybody have one. Okay. For a few minutes, just a few minutes, to set the tone, set up a positive vibration to get you in that state of mind. Remember, it's all mental. You're sitting in the lotus position, not me, not ever. Okay, I'm sitting straight up. All right. But the idea, it ain't the position you're sitting in. No, it's the idea of clearing the mind. I want to be comfortable so my mind can do what it does. So I don't have to be in those positions because it's not comfortable for me. All right. So, excuse me, it set the positive vibrations in one's mind. Burning your favorite incense is a good way to set the mood if that's what you're into. Again, different strokes for different folks. Keep a ritualistic procedure. That means have a routine. If you're going to do that, I got my stuff right there. Every day I go over the same thing. I look at my 42 confessions in my eye. I got my little Bible there. I got the altar set up. Again, with personal rituals. That's personal. Moving on. And you have the procedure about what? Your daily meditation time. How you spend it, when you do it. Do things in a slow and deliberate manner. Be precise. Be particular. Take your time. Don't just do it. I gotta meditate. I gotta get out of the way. I gotta go on. No. Do it for the purpose of doing it and using it. That's how it works. Wrap it up. And I appreciate you tuning in. When ready, you now try to focus your mind on one object. Okay? Symbol or an idea. Focus. Single-minded focus as your your heart, or Hotep, your supreme peace, your mind. If your mind strays, bring it back gently. Just, no, I ain't going that way. I want to think about this. No, we ain't think about that. I want to think about that. No, we ain't think about that either. That's what you have to get better at. And patience and self-love leads to self-forgiveness. And the tenacity are the keys here. Why gradually your mind will not drift toward other thoughts. Now you're starting to focus. You can keep your mind from drifting. Keep it focused. And now it focuses on towards thoughts or objects of the world. It will move beyond the subtler levels of consciousness. You're raising that conscious level. Why? By thinking, until it reaches and communes with the source, aka God, of the thoughts and the objects, aka Netter, God. This is the desired positive movement of the practice of daily meditation or concentration. Why? Because it is from the Netter, God, that's in you, that all inspiration, all creativity, and all altruistic feelings of love comes from the heart. Netter is the source, God of Hotep. That's peace, supreme peace. We reach that level by what? Daily meditation, practicing living right, and we call Hotep Mer. That means peace and love. Peace within oneself and love for everybody else. That's God. Netter is the source of all things, aka God. Netter is who you really are. Concept, if you knew thyself, know thyself, you would know you and the Netter are one. That's my goal, to get you to focus and concentrate and make that be your focus, and you'll be fine. Trust me. Hope you enjoy the lesson. Time to hit the gym. Right thinkers and close it. May you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I never know my right thinkers who understand concentration and took the concentration tips and passed away. I'll be right back. Time to hit the gym.